It's not a good idea. Moving on. So Nurse of the Week, my favorite story of the week, every single week. Because I haven't recorded, there's a couple of people I wanted to talk about. And number one, I know we've been talking about PPE. I know everyone's been talking about how there's not enough PPE. So the first Nurse of the Week this week is going to a nurse that is helping the situation of the shortage of having no personal protective equipment for us healthcare providers. So a nurse in Texas develops masks with better, and yes, hear me right, better filtration than the N95 masks, which most nurses and healthcare providers are using when taking care of COVID patients. The chief executive nurse at University Health System has developed a mask that has better filtration than the N95 masks. Austin said, that's the Nurse Austin, said the masks fit and resemble the N95 mask, but research and testing done by the Southwest Research Institute says the new prototype actually has better filtration than the original mask. The mask has a filtration of 99.5% with one material and has a 97.8% filtration efficiency with another material. If you didn't know, and I found this out, they call it the N95 mask because it protects from 95% of filtration. So the mask that this nurse literally created at this chief executive nurse created herself, has a 97.8% filtration rate, and the better one that she did after doing the research has a 99.5% filtration rate. This is absolutely amazing, right? Like this makes my heart sink because, yeah, I mean, this is something anyone could have done, but it wasn't just anyone. It was a nurse that saw an issue with her fellow nurses, with the situation around her, and she's like, I'm going to do what I can. And I see all of these old folks and these people at home, and yes, these other nurses that go home and they sew these cotton masks, but this nurse has created something that works better than what the World Health Organization guidelines are, and I think it's absolutely amazing.
I do too. I say this all the time too. Nurses are the most innovative people because they have to all the time be finding, they're constantly having to find ways to work around situations where they don't have what they need. And this is not having PPE. This is something that the world knows about right now. But I mean, Q, have you ever been working and you think, oh, we're out of this or we're out of that? I mean, we run out of stuff. This is not, it's not really new.
Right?
We run out of stuff all the time. We're constantly having to be like, okay, I don't have this. What can I do? And you just figure out better ways of doing things. And we help each other, hey, have you ever done this before? I do it like this. And you just sort of like help get little tips and tricks of how to get around situations. And that's what this nurse has done. She's a genius. I just love her. I mean, she went to Lowe's and got, an AC filter material and used that to friggin' show up the whole scientific community. And she was just like, yeah, here's how you do it.
Right? No, it's fantastic. And so I'm so happy you brought that up because especially, and this is, look, I'm gonna talk some shit because I have to say it. These wound nurses, whenever they type in a wound order, they're always putting in the most crazy, like insane orders. Like you need to use this type of dressing with this type of tape and this type of coverage, and you can never find it, and we never have enough of it, and it's always the most obscure one-time order situations. And yes, every time you have to change the wound, you have to finagle it. You have to, what's it, MacGruber, whatever. Oh,
MacGyver?
You got to MacGyver these wound changes. So you're right. Yes, we have to innovate our way through a ton of situations. And this is the best example of trying to MacGyver a situation. Nurse Austin, you are the Nurse of the Week and so much more.